master's and PhD in pharmaceutical chemistry and has been serving in pharmacy field for 16 years. This program has been arranged under the guidance of Dr. Nidita Giri, Principal of SPDCP. I request so to kindly begin the session. Thank you.
Okay, Mayuri, thank you very much. And very good evening, Chaya Madam as well. So with Chaya Madam's permission, I think we will start our session. Yes, Madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can start, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, all
Yes,
right,
sir.
all
And
right.
welcome, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Yes, Madam, I'm really grateful.
Yeah. Yeah, sir. Please start, sir.
Okay, okay. So very good evening, dear students and faculty members. So today we are going to talk about Institute Innovation Council or overall composition of IIC and in what way we can set up very concrete and very constructive cell members in this particular IIC to achieve proper outcome. So, you know, Ministry of Education's Government of India, they have established this MOH Innovation Cell, Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell. We are calling it as a MIC. What is objective of this cell? To systematically foster the culture of innovation among all higher education institutions, maybe pharmacy, engineering, and the primary mandate of this MIC is to encourage, to inspire, and nurture young pharmacy students by supporting them to work with new ideas and transform them into prototypes during their graduation and post-graduation years only. So this MIC has envisioned encouraging creation of this IIC. A network of all the IICs are established to promote innovation, and the main core is about entrepreneurship in the institution. Through student cell members, through innovation to create the entrepreneurship ecosystem in the campuses. And recently the decisions being taken by the government for innovation, entrepreneurship, and the startup ecosystem that is really boosting the entrepreneurship, that is making it free from the bureaucratic silos, whatever we are observing in our graduation days. Also, that will be helpful for innovation institutional mechanism needs, which to be developed. And this is one of the important aspect for our young students. We are handholding our young innovators through this IIC, isn't it? So obviously, this is a good sign of progressing India. So as you are observing on a slide, major focus of IIC or these cell members is to create a vibrant local innovation ecosystem, startup supporting mechanisms in higher education institutions. Now, as of now, whatever the college we have seen, we have cultural committee, we have a sports committee, we have maybe PHO, or maybe we have DLAD, isn't it? So along with that, this is a one addition we can do. Maybe at your college, one cell will be there, entrepreneurship development cell, that is the EDC. And since last 5 years, the majority colleges are shifting from that EDC cell to the IIC cell. Prepare institute for Atal ranking of institutions on innovation achievements framework. So as you know, the NIRF ranking, or maybe we are well known with the NBA or maybe the NAC accreditation. So on a similar line, whatever our progress is there in context to entrepreneurship, in context to startup, in context to innovation, that is going to record under this Atal ranking of institutions on innovation achievements. That is called as a ARIA. Also, major focus of this IIC is to establish the proper ecosystem for scouting ideas and pre-incubation of ideas. And one of the important point is develop better cognitive ability among the students. So this is a major focus of our IIC cell members or maybe the EDC cell members. So what will be the functions of IIC? So first of all, to conduct various innovation, intellectual property rights, maybe the patent, copyrights, designs, trademarks, and entrepreneurship related activities prescribed by MIC, that is Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell, in time-bound fashion. So throughout year, we are performing activities under this IIC cell. Before 5 years or maybe before 6 years, we were somewhat confused. What will be main motto of entrepreneurship development cell? But now since last 5 years, the government has taken major initiative at this front, that is called as entrepreneurship, that is called as innovation, isn't it? So obviously this particular cell, IIC cell, will work on all these key parameters: innovation, intellectual property rights, and entrepreneurship. Also identify and reward the innovations and share the success stories. So obviously motivation is required to start with any kind of startup or maybe the business. Some ideation will be there, some concept development will be there. So all these things comes under as a part of IIC cell. Also, we can organize periodic workshops, seminars, webinars, and interactions with entrepreneurs, interaction with investors, interaction with professionals, and we have to create a mentor pool for student innovators, isn't it? So at UG level only, students, suppose any student is having good idea, constructive idea. So at UG level only, we can conceive that idea through proper mentor support, through proper funding, or we have to create that kind of ecosystem for our students. That is main function of IIC. Also, we have to network with peers and National Entrepreneurship Development Organization. We have to create an institution's innovation portal to highlight the innovative projects carried out by our institution's faculty and the students. So definitely, once we registered in IIC, so we are getting one unique ID, that is we are calling it as a IIC ID or identification number. That number is unique number and we are getting our identity or our recognitions all over India under this particular ID number. So definitely we can create some basket of ideas, whatever students or maybe the whatever stakeholders, isn't it? They can drop their own ideas in context to entrepreneurship in our basket or in our portal, and that idea we can track throughout year. Also, we have to organize hackathons. We have to organize some kind of idea competition or some kind of mini challenges with the help of industries or maybe any kind of the stakeholders. So that is main function of IIC. Now let us see now, as I discussed with Chaya madam as well as Archana madam, so I got to know that you have enrolled for this IIC 5 segment, isn't it? So IIC 5 means what, you know? This is the 5th version of IIC. Means from 2017-18 they have started this concept at very initial level, and now this is the 5th year of IIC, and that's why they have given this name as a IIC 5.0. What is this IIC 5? It is combination of faculty, experts, and student council, which takes on multiple activities to promote innovation and entrepreneurship around the year, isn't it? So you can create same set of students, whatever we are keeping it for cultural committee, whatever we are keeping for sports committee. So make it very clear-cut demarcation between these three segments, student council especially. You can tag it as a IIC cell members, you know. So they are throughout year will work on innovation and entrepreneurship. So in that way, you can start your working under the IIC 5. And obviously, its objective is to prepare the students with skills like critical thinking, design thinking, innovative thought process, and entrepreneur mindset. And obviously, IIC 5 is an upgraded version, isn't it? At IIC 1, many points were not covered. IIC 2, some lacuna they have overcome. Now IIC 5 is a foolproof kind of mechanism, or maybe the ecosystem we can say, which promote the entrepreneurship among our students. So many features regarding monitoring and submission of reports, assessments criteria. Then we have a star scheme, isn't it? For example, in NBA or maybe the NAC, we are getting as a CGPA, isn't it? So here in our IIC, we are getting the star scheme. Whatever the activities we are doing throughout year, we are getting, or we will Ministry of Education is evaluating our performance 2 times half yearly, and they are giving some stars, isn't it? So out of 5 stars, suppose if you are getting more than 4 stars, it means that you have done wonderful job and you have really taken efforts to promote the entrepreneurship among the students. So that's why this is called as a star scheme. Then mentor-mentee scheme is there. For example, now they have started to allot one mentor to upcoming institutions or maybe the new institutions. For example, your institute is now registered this year, 22-23. So on portal, you can apply for mentor institute, isn't it? So you can select one mentor institutes in Mumbai region or maybe in a Western region. Yes, this particular institute will play a role as a mentor for this IIC 5. So that kind of ecosystem this time they have created. Then impact lecture series is there. Then we have a celebration day activities that have been added on this IIC portal. And IIC 4 as well as IIC 5, they are the more comprehensive and will be able to establish a strong ecosystem of innovation, intellectual property rights, and entrepreneurships in higher education institutions. Now, what take away from all these things, this IIC cell will work on, or maybe the main theme of this IIC will be design thinking, intellectual property rights, innovation, and entrepreneurship, isn't it? So whatever the activity in context to all these 4 keywords that we can capture under IIC. So that kind of the mechanism they have set. So this is the 22-23 or maybe the IIC 5 features. So what we have to do throughout year. So this is quarter-based approach for preparing and advising the annual calendar plan for IICs. So Ministry of Education has released one plan of year. So that plan also we are going to see today. Then learning modules for the activities scheduled as a part of IIC annual calendar. Then self-driven activity, celebration day activities, and MIC-driven activities. These 3 key performance indicators are there, or maybe the 4 key performance indicators are there. So which are that 4 performance indicators? One is IIC annual calendar. Second is self-driven activities that we are going to cover throughout year. Third one is celebration day activities. And fourth one is MIC-driven activities. Now, obviously, questions will pop up in your mind. What will be contained under IIC annual calendar, or what we can do under self-driven or maybe the celebration day activities, isn't it? So that also we are going to cover today. And all these activities or all these 4 domains, they have a differential weightage or maybe the scoring system for each type of activity category. For example, IIC annual calendar है, तो उसके लिए एक separate scoring system है. Celebration के लिए separate scoring system है. In what way we have done activity under or maybe which pointers we have considered. And obviously evaluation will be there by the Ministry of Education, and they will evaluate our activity, every activity. Then report submission is also important part, and evaluation by the MIC on quarterly basis. Report submission is very important part. Generally students का attitude होता है, एक बार activity हो गया तो they will not bother about the reports of activity, isn't it? To activity का objective का what was the objective, the number of participants participated in that objective, whether have you taken any kind of the photographs, or whether you have created any kind of the video link. So all these things should come under the report of this IIC, because the evaluation will be there by the MIC on quarterly basis, isn't it? So obviously report submission carries a lot of weightage. ऐसा नहीं कि चलो activity हो गया तो done. So we have to document it in a very systematic manner. And they have created, or this portal have given a lot of very concrete system to document our activity. Then introduction of new scoring mechanism for rating and quarterly rating systems. So obviously, what is the scoring mechanism that we are going to see over here? Before that, or before moving on this particular point, ki IIC annual calendar, self-driven celebration, and MIC-driven activities. First of all, we will see the composition, isn't it? I am taking it first because whatever the audience we have at present, so maybe these are the faculty members and students, isn't it? So that each one of you will get an idea. Ki, yes, this will be my role. That's why we will talk composition first, and then we will see what will be the IIC calendar or maybe the self-driven activities. So, dear faculty members, if you see the faculty representation over here, so we have to depute one president for this IIC and one convener for this IIC, and innovation activity coordinator. And innovation activity coordinator is there, startup activity coordinator is there, internship, intellectual property rights, social media coordinator, then ARIA, NISP, Kapila, and Yukti. These four things are the new in this particular IIC 5. Earlier up to IIC 4, these are the different segments, or maybe they are not on a one string. Now this time they have brought all these 4 pointers on a one string. So all these 4 things also we will see in details. What is ARIA, what is NISP, what is Kapila, or what is Yukti. So this is faculty representation. And in case of student representation, so obviously in an alignment with faculty members, you can depute couple of students in each innovation activity coordinator, innovation coordinator, we can make it startup coordinator, internship coordinator, then IPR coordinator, social media, and maybe the general members we can do, because throughout here number of activities are there. So we can take maximum students over here so that we can do our activity in a very efficient manner. So this is a proper committee, and main role of faculty is as a mentor or maybe the facilitator, and driving force for this IIC is all students. So that's why with one teacher, couple of students are getting joined, isn't it? So in this way, we can work in very systematic manner under this IIC. And one expert representation is required, isn't it? So minimum 3 experts are required on this IIC board. So intellectual property expert or patent expert you can appoint on your IIC for guidance in context to intellectual property rights. Then we have a startup or maybe the alumni entrepreneur. Now SVBCP is very old college, isn't it? So obviously your alumni now they will be in business or maybe any kind of the startup, or maybe they have started their own business. So obviously you can identify one good alumni which can assist, or maybe which will be one of the driving force to your IIC, or maybe the kind of the mentor, isn't it? So that alumni you can depute. Then expert from nearby industry or industry association. Generally, you can depute one industry persons who is working in kind of R&D, or maybe nearby industry person is required over here. Then financial investor, bank investor, angel investor, or venture capitalist. These things also you can depute. Suppose if your trust or maybe college is having one financial advisor, you can keep it him or her on this particular panel. And nearby incubation center. So nowadays number of incubation centers are there in Mumbai, a couple of incubation centers. They are ready to collaborate with institutions, and they can play a role as a nearby incubation center. So obviously this expert representation is also required. Expert representation is what? You can write one official letter to all these identified persons, and you can take their approval key. Maybe our motto of this IIC is to promote the entrepreneurship or to promote the design thinking as well as the innovations. So your expertise is needed to drive our sale. So in that way, you can depute all these 5 persons with one official letters, because the information of these members are required to fill on our portal or to start activities on a portal. So that's why this is mandatory. Faculty representations, student representations, and the expert representations. So you have to clear cut define who is president of your IIC, who is convener, or maybe innovation activity may, or which teacher will take care of this innovation activity coordinator. So this particular table is needed, isn't it, to start this IIC. Now, another thing, vibrancy on social media is one of the utmost important parameter. Whatever activities you are doing, so you should make it on social media, or maybe on your official Facebook, or maybe official Twitter, or maybe your YouTube channel, isn't it? So obviously, first thing you have to create your page, isn't it? With, for example, IIC. Your institute name is SVBCP, for example. So IIC SVBCP. This will be your caption, or maybe this is your name of your IIC. And this IIC page you have to follow, or maybe you have to promote your social handles. So you will create your account on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, isn't it? And you can put it across amongst your stakeholders, or maybe your students, or maybe the faculty members or trustee members, isn't it? So they all will follow you. So Facebook, that is the one thing. And you have to follow this Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell social handles. So for example, IIC SVBCP will follow Facebook page of MHRD Innovation. They will follow, you will follow MHRD Innovation Twitter page. You will follow, or you will subscribe the YouTube channel of MHRD Innovation Cell, isn't it? So this vibrancy on social media is one of the important, or maybe the core point in this IIC segment. Now this year we have IIC calendar, and if you see, there are the 4 parts: inspiration, motivation, and ideation in context to entrepreneurship. Then validation and concept development we have to do. Then prototype design, process development for business model, process services, awareness about startup and related ecosystem support services for startup development. So whatever the activities we are doing throughout year, thrust areas will be on these 4 pointers, isn't it? So accordingly, they have categorized it. If you see the number of activities that we have to cover in this IIC. So first of all is IIC driven activities, isn't it? So IIC driven activities, annual activity calendar for IICs, isn't it? So ministry releases one calendar. So what is that calendar that we are going to see? In each quarter, minimum 3 to 4 activities. Quarter means what over here? 3 months is equal to 1 quarter. So in 1 quarter, we have to take 3 to 4 activities. Institutes are encouraged to do a greater number of activities from calendar beyond the prescribed minimum. And it is expected that institutes which are in the emerging phase of the innovation ecosystem will follow the calendar plan vividly. They are saying that at least you can, now this is the minimum number of activities per quarter, 3 to 4. They are saying you should do maximum activities, but best because of our exam pattern, because of our academic schedule, it's very tough to go ahead, or maybe to cross these 4 numbers as well minimum, isn't it? So whatever they are prescribing, we should do it very efficiently. That we can do under this IIC driven activities. Then another part is MIC driven activity. In MIC, MIC schedules various activities from time to time on its own, or in collaboration with partner organization and government departments. Government only releases, or government only announce this is a MIC driven activity, or maybe this is the webinar, or this is the workshop. You have to attend, or you have to follow this particular workshop. So that is called as a MIC driven activities. So these activities are scheduled on IIC portal only under the MIC driven activity. One tab is there on portal. If we check which are the MIC driven activity, so the number of activities will get pop up, and accordingly we will select, yes, we are going to perform, or we are going to follow this MIC driven activity. Then self-driven activity. IICs are encouraged to plan their own activities apart from IIC calendar. So they are saying these are the minimum activities we have to do. But self-driven activities also carries a lot of weightage for promoting entrepreneurship and innovation in their campuses. And they may have collaborations with different agencies, departments, and industries for organizing seminars, competitions, workshops, training sessions related to entrepreneurship and the innovation. So just keep one thing in mind, your cell or IIC cell will work on entrepreneurship and innovation. And to score maximum marks or maybe the star in a particular quarter, it is necessary to complete at least 3 activities under the cell-driven category. So we are expectation is that minimum 3 activities in one quarter. And fourth one is important day celebration activities for the IICs. So obviously they have given or they have defined their own days. For example, see September, October, November, quarter 1 is there. So they have given 4 options: Engineers Day, India Startup Day, National Innovation Day, or maybe National Education Day. So we have to celebrate any one day out of these 4 in this one quarter. So now today is 15th of October, isn't it? So today is a National Innovation Day. So you are observing various messages or maybe the flyers on various WhatsApp groups related to National Innovation Day, isn't it? So they are going to capture as one of the celebration activity on their IIC portal. Then in quarter 2, some few more days are there. Quarter 3, again couple of days are there. In quarter 4, they have, for example, World Environment Day, 5th June. So this ministry expects that our IIC sales students should celebrate all these activities under the celebration day activities. Moving ahead, now we are talking or we are over here. Now it's very clear to you, I think. This is the IIC calendar. So that calendar we are going to see now. MIC means what? Government prescribes activities that we have to follow. Self-driven means what? We have to perform our own, isn't it? Means we can create, we can do the brainstorming. IIC sales students, isn't it? Instead of rather than faculty, students will have a good potential to have some creative ideas related to all these entrepreneurship and all those things, isn't it? So they can take a lead and plan some self-driven activities. And these are the celebration days. These are the defined only, isn't it? Now we are on this IIC calendar of this 22-23. I have not changed the year over here. This is 22-23, isn't it? Today only I have modified this slide. Then see semester 1. So this is first quarter, 1st September to 30th of November. Now already you have enrolled in IIC 5th. So you will perform these activities in this particular quarter. Minimum activities, 3 numbers you have to do, isn't it? And if you see the total number of activities, total 7 they have given. So out of these 7, we can pick up any 3 activities which is feasible. And one thing they have done, they have given both the options. Either we can do offline or online, isn't it? Both the options they have given. And very 2 activities are there in this quarter, that is on offline mode, isn't it? Remaining all the activities we can make it on online. So obviously because of the academic schedule, it's very difficult to go every time with offline. So definitely online is one of the good mode in which we can complete these activities. And thrust area for quarter 1 is inspiration, motivation, and ideation. All the activities or maybe the theme that will revolve around this thrust area. If you read this, for example, see my story, motivational session by successful innovator, or maybe motivational session by successful entrepreneur, or maybe the startup founder. अगर आपका कोई alumni है, उसका कोई startup founder है, maybe he is an entrepreneur or she is an entrepreneur, definitely you can ask him or her to go ahead with this particular session, isn't it? So obviously this is one of the important point. So you have to give a thought in what way you can complete all these activities by considering your stakeholders, isn't it? Then quarter 2 may, if you see December to 28th February, main thrust area is validation and concept development. Here we have to do 4 numbers or 4 activities in these 3 months. So for example, workshop on design thinking, critical thinking, and innovation design we can do, or maybe organizing innovation and entrepreneurship outreach program. So these things we can plan in this quarter 2. Then quarter 3, thrust area is prototype, design, process development for business model or process services. All these things they have given on portal, isn't it? So these are not any new thing. If you see your college portal, So they have given this calendar. So same thing I have copied over here, whatever Ministry of Education has prescribed in quarter 3. Then in quarter 4, these are the activities. Theme is awareness about startup and related ecosystem support services for startup development. Again, they have mentioned various points, whether it is on offline or maybe the online. Sorry. Then organize session on startup or maybe the minimal viable product or maybe the business bootcamp or maybe the mentoring sessions. And one important thing, they have given clear-cut guidelines. They have given title. Along with that, they mention what is expected in this session from the resource person. So obviously, while selecting the resource person, you can ask, this is our requirement and your session should fit in this particular criteria, or maybe we are expecting this from your talk, isn't it? So that kind of the talk or maybe the exchange of ideas you can do with the resource person, and accordingly you can select. So accordingly, this is the fourth quarter, 31st August, isn't it? So now IIC 4 was till September, isn't it? 31st August. Now this is IIC 5 that is started from 1st of September to 30th of November, isn't it? The cycle is September to August. That is the academic year for this IIC, or maybe we can say the IIC calendar. Now we will talk about this IIC 5 portal features, isn't it? Now, I don't know if you have checked your own portal or not, but if you see your portal at the time, you can see all these pointers we can do over here. Enabling IIC Institute to check progress of innovations received funding assistance from the MIC and AICT. Now they have given clear-cut announcements or maybe the notifications, whatever from Ministry of Education, and we can see all this thing on our portal. Then integration of Innovation Ambassador portal with the IIC Institute portal. Innovation Ambassador is one of the important aspects, isn't it? So those faculty who are taking or who are in this particular IIC cell, they must undergo the Innovation Ambassador program, isn't it? So we have a separate portal or we have a separate tab on IIC portal. You can depute or you can assign. Maybe president or maybe the convener can assign. These faculty members will play a role as an innovation ambassador, isn't it? The main role of innovation ambassador is what, whatever the IIC calendar we have seen. So at least innovation ambassador should cover 2 to 3 activities from these IIC calendars, or you can take help in self-driven activities. So you can depute your faculty, IIC cell member faculty, as an innovation ambassador, and separate portal will be there for innovation ambassadors. So you can track. आपका IIC portal track करेगा कि कौन से faculty ने ट्रेनिंग किया है या नहीं किया है. Maybe 2 types of the trainings are there. Innovation ambassador होने के लिए they have one module like our AICT का स्वयं जैसा कोर्स होता है. On the same line, they have some 30-hour sessions, 30 plus 30, 60-hour sessions. Basic level है and advanced level. In basic level, 30-hour session, if faculty gets complete, so obviously they are getting this tag of innovation ambassador. So that activity also you can do, or you can depute your own faculty for this innovation ambassador. Then check eligibility and participate in schemes and programs. That kind of facility is there on portal. Then mentor-mentee activity. Then IIC institutions to link with adult tinkering labs in schools. Now they have given, means they are trying to create such ecosystem that all the higher education institutes should get connect with the schools and schools, basically primary schools or maybe the till 10th, so that message will get percolate from higher education institutions to the school. So they have not developed too much on this, but they are going to cover in IIC 5. Then e-learning repository build-up and resource utilization is there. Then IIC institute level repository of ideas, innovations and startups. Then refer new institute and earn the credit point towards the 5th star. So you can, अगर आपका IIC set हुआ है, IIC 5, suppose if you are doing wonderful performance, so definitely you can refer new institutes, those who have not registered in this IIC portal. And for that purpose, some reward points you are getting for your own institute, isn't it? For the 5th star calculation. So this is the IIC portal, and obviously, see, if your college is enrolled, so obviously you will get such kind of the certificate that SPBCP has established Institute Innovation Council as per the norms of Innovation Cell and Government of India during the IIC calendar year 2021 or maybe you are 23-24. So you have to complete the requirements over here, IIC portal. You have to make proper composition of IIC cell and you have to fill that data on IIC portal. At that time, you will get such kind of the certificate as a establishment certificate. And if you check your IIC portal, so you will get all these things, isn't it? आपका एक IIC ID यहाँ पे आएगा. Then यहाँ पे आपका performance या star ratings आएगा. Suppose if your institution is doing better, so obviously we will try for 5th star only. But some institutes will get 3 star, 4 star, 3.5 star, like that, whatever our performance is there. Now they have this my profile. So we have to fill this my profile information. Unless and until your portal will not move ahead, means you cannot enter your activity report unless and until if you don't complete this my profile information or maybe the my council information. Now this is your IIC ID, isn't it? So you can check your IIC ID. For example, this innovation set year of establishment 2018. तो आपका 2022 आएगा यहाँ पे. And one unique number they are giving. So whatever the communications you are doing with ministry, with this IIC ID only. Then color coding of tabs are there, isn't it? If you check the my council over here in IIC portal. So institute details we are talking. Then add teaching and non-teaching members. Then student members, external members. We have to fill the council meetings, isn't it? So all these points should reflect as a green one, isn't it? For example, if you are not added this information, it will show the cross mark. If you have filled this information, this will show the green marks. So this thing you have to complete first to get the establishment. आपको इंस्टीट्यूट के डिटेल्स ऐड करने पड़ेंगे, आपको टीचिंग एंड नॉट टीचिंग का रोल डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा, स्टूडेंट मेंबर्स का रोल डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा, एक्सटर्नल मेंबर का रोल डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा, and then the council meetings, whatever the information that we are adding. Then activity tab is there. For example, whatever we have seen, for example, IIC calendar activity है अपना, so we can select this tab. तो आपको पॉपअप होगा कौन कौन से IIC activity calendar है, MIC है, celebration activities are there, self-driven activities are there. So this is the activity tab over here. So accordingly, based on the quarter, we can click the particular quarter and we can check the information. For example, see, developing online repository of ideas developed and way forward plan. So this is a quarter 1 activity. Then if we click on view details, so they will mention what is the details of this activity. And we can add to my calendar. For example, they will show all the 7 activities. Now we will select out of the 7, we are going for first 4. So we will add in our calendar. So accordingly, that activity is getting reflected in your calendar. Now see activity guidelines of anyone. For example, we have picked up session on how to plan for startup and legal and ethical steps. So theme is what? Startup. Now they have mentioned mode of conduct. You can take it online or maybe the physical. Expectation is that activity should be 1 day or maybe 1 hour or maybe the 2 hour. Is it mandatory or elective? This is a mandatory activity. Participants, what is the requirement? Students, minimum 100 students or 20% of institute strength is required. Faculty, maximum possible participation is required. Description. So in what way we have to plan this activity? Organize a half or 1 day session on how to plan for startup, legal and ethical steps involved in enterprise development by inviting a legal expert or maybe incubation head or maybe startup founder or maybe the other domain experts. So they have mentioned all these things. What will be the theme, activity, participants and descriptions. So based on all these descriptions, we can search resource person in particular domain and invite him or her. Then creating report of an event, once activity is over, so at least 2 activity photos are required, which should be uploaded on IIC portal. So one photo should cover the participants from front and other should cover students and stage or maybe the screen. And the photo should be able to conclusively assert the conduction or maybe the organization of program or maybe the activity. Then 1 to 2 minute video of the program or activity should be uploaded on the YouTube, Facebook, or maybe the Twitter channel of institute or IIC, and it should be the public one. Also, the URL of the video and photo should be provided during the submission of report. The video should cover all the students, speakers, and the stage. So you have to depute such a fine students कि he or she should cover all the students, speakers, or maybe the stage. नहीं तो ऐसा होगा कि सिर्फ resource person का फोटो आता है, बाकी who is audience वो दिखता नहीं है. So that is one of the criteria they have given. Also, video URL is also required. So how will you generate video URL? So you can cover or you can take. अगर online activity है तो you can record the session. अगर offline है तो you can make it video of 5 to 10 minutes, and you can upload that video on your YouTube channel, and that link you can share over here in this report page. And a short write-up about the event. What was the event about? Number of participants, speakers for the event, isn't it? So that thing we can mention over here as a report creation. See, important part, quarterly council meeting details. For example, आपका IIC cell ready हो गया, तो you have to meet quarterly one time, isn't it? 3 months में आपको एक बार मिलना पड़ेगा, discuss करना पड़ेगा कि in this quarter which activity you are going to cover, because you know what is required, date of meeting is required, which quarter. Then once you discuss, so what is the resolution of the meeting, that you have to upload over here, and you have to upload through browse, isn't it? You have to upload the file. Then you have to make quarterly plan. Yes, we have now, for example, today we are meeting, this is our meeting, quarterly meeting. So we will work out, okay, in this quarter we are conducting these 3 activities, this one self-driven activity and this one celebration day. And obviously then you will keep it over here as a quarterly plan. Then you have to make minutes of meeting, maybe not in detail, but some couple of points are required, which depicts what we have covered in meeting. And photo of council meeting is required, isn't it? एक बार अगर photo really whether this meeting happened or not, so that you have to cover, or in geotag photos are required, isn't it? So that is one of the essential criteria. So you can take couple of geotag pics and couple of plain pics. So accordingly you can fit in your report. So obviously question will be there in your mind. So what will be the council meeting template, resolution template, IIC driven activity report, self-driven activity report, MIC driven activity report, celebration day. So I have these standard reports, or maybe for our institutions we have created. So obviously I have one copy of all these things on this particular drive. So once your IIC cell gets formed, so any person can contact me, so I can share all these reports so that you will get an idea. Yes, we have to form the report in such a way. So that I will not share. I can show all these individual reports, but due to the time constraint and all those things, I think there is a no need. So not that much, because obviously there is a standard format. So I can share this with concerned person. Then see scoring mechanism, whatever we are doing. So IIC calendar activity we are doing efficiently, so 50% marks are there or weightage is there. Self-driven है तो 30%, MIC driven है 10%, celebration day activities 10%. So accordingly they have given 100% weightage for all these activities. Means we cannot skip any self-driven activity, we cannot skip MIC driven activity. If we lose, so obviously our marks or maybe the score will come less. So this is a scoring mechanism for this IIC they have developed. So this is our takeaway plan from this, isn't it? For example, quarter one अभी start हो रहा है 1st September to 30th of November. So what is required at your end? You should select 3 activities under IIC. You should select 3 activities under self-driven. And MIC, they will prescribe. So let us see whether any prescribed activity is there or not. And any one celebration day. Means in one quarter, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 1, 7. Or if any MIC 1, 8. So total 8 activities we have to perform in quarter 1. On a similar line, quarter 2. On a similar line, quarter 3. On a similar line, quarter 4. Suppose 8 fours are, isn't it? Or maybe 32, or maybe at least 40 activities we can complete throughout year. If we are adding extra also, so not more than 40 activities. And if you are doing 40 activities in a year, so that will be the great achievement, isn't it? So for that purpose, one concrete plan is required, and that plan you have to plan from this month onward only. Then see, this is an innovation ambassador kind of certificates you will get if you allow your faculty to enroll in this particular innovation ambassador training. So once they complete this training, so they will get kind of certificates. This person has successfully completed innovation ambassador training conducted by MOE's Innovation Cell and AICT New Delhi, or maybe training programs. So such kind of the certificates will get generated through of innovation ambassador, isn't it? Then, and you can track the progress of individual faculty on your own portal. Which faculty has done innovation ambassador training, how many modules he or she has completed. So accordingly, you can track that progress. Then many tabs are there on this IIC portal. Incubation details we can add. Then announcement of suppose any activity you have planned, so you can announce that activity. Then notifications from the government. We will observe the performance card, suggestions, download tab. So you can see various our IIC calendar or some guidelines in this download tab. And obviously this IIC 4 and beginning of IIC 5 calendar. So towards the end, what is needed, we required some IIC reports of whatever things we have done. So that we have to upload. Means next August, you will upload annual report. Then approval of expert talks or maybe the activities submitted by innovation ambassadors. So innovation ambassador will get their own portal also. So for example, X faculty is innovation ambassador. So whatever the things he or she has done in a year under this domain, so she can put her details or his details on that portal, and accordingly she will get some marks or maybe getting the tag of these innovation ambassadors. Then upgrading pre-incubation, incubation, IPR and technology transfer infrastructures, referral of HEIs to join the IIC networks, then build and maintain the Yukti portal or maybe the NIR portal. So these are the things we can do under this IIC 5. And in very short, I will just talk about all these things. What is NISP, ARIA, Yukti and Kapila. So I recommend you can depute at least one coordinator for each activity, NISP, ARIA, Yukti and Kapila. So what is NISP? This is the policy. Means once your alumni or maybe any stakeholder start their own startup or maybe the business. So what will be your policy as an institute? In what way you are mentoring that student? Whether are you giving any kind of the facility to student? So that can, or अगर आपके पास कोई incubation center है, तो you can connect incubation center with their stakeholders. तो उसके लिए आपके पास क्या policy है? So that policy formulation is important. Policy implementation is important. And NISP portal, like IIC, separate NISP portal is there. So you have to add all these things over there as a NISP portal. Then Atal ranking of institutions on innovation achievements. So this is the ARIA one. So which are the major indicators for consideration? So budget and funding support. How much institute is supporting for this entrepreneurship? For example, you are calling any resource person. So obviously you are giving any kind of the honorarium to resource person. So that you can capture as a budget and funding support. Or maybe infrastructure and facilities, whatever you are providing, awareness, promotion and support for idea generation and innovation, promotion and support for entrepreneurship development. So these are the key performance indicators. Intellectual property generation, अगर आपका कोई patent है, registered है, granted है, so that information also you can add in this portal. ARIA is also having separate portal, so you can add the details over there, and obviously you will get some ARIA ranking also after completion of the year. Then Yukti is also one of the tab in your IIC portal. So Yukti is, whatever your stakeholders are there, they can put their own ideas of their own startup or maybe the business or maybe kind of the innovation. So your institute will have a unique link, and that link you can share with your stakeholders, and then they can fill that information. And obviously whatever the information that alumni is filling, that is getting reflected on our IIC portal. And then you can track, yes, the idea of this student is better. So you can appoint one mentor from your college, and accordingly they can move ahead. So definitely आविष्कार के लिए, for example, हम लोग ideas आविष्कार का जो theme है, so you can ask students or faculties कि whatever the ideas we have, जो आविष्कार के लिए हम लोग proposal भेजने वाले हैं, so that you should add over here in a Yukti link, and accordingly you can take or you can track the every idea. So that is the main purpose. So what is the main purpose? See, if you read this particular point, continuous support in terms of one-to-one mentorship we can give them. We can do grant assistance or maybe the referral and linkage with incubation units, or we can connect with any venture capitalist or maybe any knowledge agency. So that will be the main motto of this Yukti. And one important point is about Kalam program for IP literacy and awareness, isn't it? So Kapila is also one of the scheme. One separate portal is there. So what is the main mechanism over here? So this kind of the portal create appropriate awareness regarding the need of IP filing or intellectual property filing, their mechanisms and methodology involved in filing the intellectual property in India and globally, especially among the students and faculty of higher education institutions. So definitely, suppose if you are registering over here also, Kapila also, so they have a provision to give grant for patent, for copyright, or maybe the trademarks. So obviously, in a year, they are ready to give 60,000 grant for this intellectual property rights. So definitely, we can take assistance from this Kapila portal or from this Ministry of Education. So these are the new initiatives now from this year onward. Not this year onward, since last 2 to 3 years they are working on this particular initiative, and now that initiative is getting proper shape. So that's all at my end. What is IIC and all those things. So I'm really thankful to my own institutes. They have allowed me to have interaction with faculty of SVBCP and Ministry of Education's Institute Innovation Council. And I'm really thankful to all of you, especially Chaya Madam, Archana Madam. They have given me an opportunity to talk, to interact. So with this quote, I will stop, because teamwork divides the task and multiplies the success. So obviously, with great teamwork, coordination of faculty, students, and expert members, definitely you can try for these 5 stars in this IIC 5. And I'm sure with your team spirit, you can do this thing. So that's all. If any question is there, you can ask on this particular front.
Sir, it was a very nice deliberation regarding the IIC. A little clarity we got from your talk, what exactly we have to do, because we were very new for this concept, and very thankful to you for and your college for giving this guidance. I want to ask about the incubation center. What means any small help that the institute gives comes under incubation center? Can we put it under incubation center?
No, incubation center is having different guidelines or different framework.
Our
Our institute will not come as an incubation center. If you want to start separate incubation center, so you have to comply with their own requirements. Incubation center requires separate building, separate infrastructure, separate facility. We cannot
Some
show our college
office
as an incubation
area you
center.
have to give. Yeah.
But we can.
I was aware of the.
But we can.
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
We can assist our students to channelize, because at initial stage it's very difficult to go with incubation center facility, but we can tie up with many more incubation centers in city, and we can direct our students over there. We can plan visit, or we can take support from that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, visit is also okay for that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Others you can ask.
If any
Sir, do you have any questions?
Vikrant sir.
Sir, or students?
You are on mute, sir.
If you have any specific question, you can ask later on also. I can share, or my number is with Archana Madam. So all students can take. I can connect your own students with our students also, so that bonding will be better, isn't it?
Yes.
I think that is also another good
that will be
aspect.
Yes. So definitely you can appoint your IIC cell members, and in that, one thing you can do, you can plan or you can give as a student heads for this IIC activity. Suppose if you are appointing innovation, startup, different students, but to track the progress of every segment, one student heads also you can appoint. Though IIC has not given that kind of the system provision, but for better activity or for our institutional performance, we can appoint student heads. So they will mentor all these particular things: innovation, startup, IPR, social media, and you can take updates from them.
One
like
more
that.
about the mentor and mentoring system that I
Yes.
saw on the portal. We can
Yes.
select anyone from that and take some mentoring from them.
Yes, yes, yes. So obviously mentor
Can
scheme.
your institute become a mentor for us?
Yes, no.
Is
As of
your
now,
institute
as of now, no, because our institute, suppose our institute is registered since last 1 year, isn't it? So this is our second
Okay.
year. So those institutes
Okay.
are registered since last 5 years. They have given that kind of tag as a
Okay.
mentorship.
only
Maybe
there? Okay.
this year,
Okay.
suppose this year our score is getting good. So obviously we can become mentor in IIC 5. So as of now, that is not declared.
Okay.
If it is declared, then definitely I will tell you.
Okay.
Yes.
I think the students don't have any questions. We'll have to guide them properly.
Mayuri?
Yes. Okay, all right then. No problem.
Okay.
Mayuri,
Sir,
if you
thank
are
you
Mayuri,
so
please
much
unmute
for
yourself.
spending your time.
Yeah,
Mayuri,
I
unmute.
request Mayuri.
Yes, sir. I request Omkar to present the use of hands.
A very good evening to one and all. Myself, Omkar Navle. On the behalf of the SBCP, I feel immense pleasure to propose a vote of thanks. I want to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Shahid Zain, who spared time from his busy schedule to be the major part of this session and sharing this incomparable knowledge. My deep sense of thanks and appreciation goes to all the participants who took active interest and in attending the webinar with a great enthusiasm, and also making this session a great success. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Omkar. Thank you, Mayuri. And
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you, Vikrant
Thank you,
sir,
sir.
Chaya madam, and Archana
Thank
madam.
you.
And
Thank
students,
you,
if
sir.
you-
Thanks a lot.
yeah, students, especially Mayur and Omkar, if you need any kind of assistance, I can connect with our BNCP students. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, then. See you.
Definitely,
Bye
sir.
bye. Thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Bye, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye. Bye.